Okay, welcome back. Well, the Kol Nidre is not a prayer. It is a legal formula, and it became a very significant part of the liturgy in around the 1400s because it allowed the conversos, the Spanish and Portuguese Jews who were forced to convert during the Spanish Inquisition, to annul the vows of conversion. Now, it was written far earlier, but it took its greatest significance from this period of the Spanish Inquisition. And we've talked about the origin of the word nidre, vow, before. And this is a special prayer. Like I say, it's really a legal formula, but we've made it a prayer. And it's chanted 3 times in increasing volume. And it is certainly one of the most powerful pieces of Jewish liturgy. And friends, there are so many fantastic versions of it. And I still love the Perry Como version. And I know that if you go onto YouTube, you can find it and you can listen to that and probably watch it. Now, and there was a great change that took place in the wording by Rashi's son-in-law, Rabbi Meir ben Samuel, who changed the phrase from the last day of atonement until this one to from this day of atonement until the next, and therefore changed the nature of the prayer from one that was concerned with unfulfilled obligations of the past to one of vows which one may not be able to fulfill or observe in the future. And you will hear it both ways. And, it depends on where you go, but each synagogue is different, and you will hear it both ways. Kol nidre ve'esarei ushvuvei v'charamei v'konamei v'kinusei v'chinuyei inanai Bana Uracharina Urasana El Navshtana Yom Kippurim Se'ad Yom Kippurim Abba Aleinu L'Tova. Vows, oaths, and promises, which we made to God and were not able to fulfill, from last Yom Kippur to this Yom Kippur, or from this Yom Kippur to the next Yom Kippur. May all such vows between ourselves and God be annulled. May they be void and of no effect. May we be absolved of them and released from them. May these vows not be considered vows, these oaths not be considered oaths, and these promises not be considered promises. You see, friends, there was a palpability to what man said. It was real. It existed. It had substance. But we see words differently today. Our words don't have the same force behind them as they once did. Now, it's a fantastic tune that builds, and by its being repeated 3 times, it just guarantees that everyone gets to hear it. So take a few minutes and listen to a version of it. There are so many, like I say, out on the internet, and they are truly moving. And it sets the tone for the entire 25-hour period. Now, this is a day of atonement at one mint, an individual reconciliation of who you were, who you are, who you want to be. And because it is a celestial judgment time, we need to call out to honor, to invoke the one, the Creator, the Great Spirit in that ode to monotheistic belief, the Shema, the single most important prayer in Judaism. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Hear Israel, the Lord is God. The Lord is the one. Blessed is the name of the glory of your kingship forever and ever. And of course, Buzz Lightyear would say, instead of forever and ever, to infinity and beyond. It is a special prayer, friends. It is a time to pay tribute to the one God, the God of everyone, the God of everything. And this is also a time of the year, friends, where we do special parts of prayers. Now, the thing that makes Yom Kippur a 6-hour service is you do all the same things you do in all of your other regular prayers, but you add to them. And one of the things you add to, you do a very special Amida, the regular standing silent prayer. It's done and it's repeated several times during Rosh Hashanah and repeated several times during Yom Kippur, far more times than it's repeated on a normal daily basis in the regular Mariv prayers. And one of the things that makes it different and special is it has the vidui, the confessional, which you'll hear in the Al-Chet confessions of sin, as people stand there and pound their chest with the litany of confessions. Now, it's one of the favorite parts of the Yom Kippur service for many. Now, I personally love the confession section. It's a very different prayer service. It's broken down into two parts. The confession of good deeds we failed to perform, and one for the transgressions we've committed. And it forces people to examine themselves in a way that they did not on an ongoing basis, because they're going to read out loud all of these things. And there are 44 statements involved. And they're not so much mistakes as they are root issues. And like I say, this is not something that's read silently. It is an admission, and it is designed to be cathartic. Now, they say confession is good for the soul. I'm not sure who the they is. But like I say, it is, I think, a fantastic part of the service, and I know it is the favorite part of many people. Now, if anyone would like a copy of a vidui for Yom Kippur, please send me an email, and I will send you a special vidui for just Yom Kippur, because of course we do confessions, when we're dying and at other times. But the Yom Kippur vidui is a special one, and I will send it out if you need it. Oh, please God, and God of our fathers, let our prayer come before you, and do not hide yourself from our supplication. I make my transgression known to you, and I do not deny my sins. And the list goes from eating forbidden foods to causing wickedness, giving bad advice, lying, ridiculing, and so on and so on. Certainly more than enough to end up on Santa's naughty list. and containing things we will have done to others, to ourselves, and to God. All the areas for which we are to seek forgiveness, all the areas that help create our karmic debts from our intention of what created harmful or good things for our past. And it is an amazing piece of liturgy, my friends, on its own, but more so because, friends, this may very well probably be the oldest piece of religious liturgy anywhere. Although I may be the only one to truly believe that. I once presented a paper in which I proposed that this prayer service had its roots in the oldest known religious texts on earth, the so-called pyramid texts, from at least approximately 4,400 years ago, well before Abraham or Moses. But that too is another discussion. And it says, we have sinned knowingly. We have eaten forbidden foods. We have robbed. We have been arrogant. We have caused corruption, injustice, and iniquity. We have extorted and exploited other people. We took things which do not belong to us. We have been jealous and envious. We were not grateful, happy, and satisfied. And the list goes on. But friends, it is your opportunity to review these things and to review the questions of the 42 assessors which this prayer is based upon, and to correct your ways. We don't always remember the things that we have done, and by looking at these things, we're reminded. Right. We then have a very special Torah reading for this holy day. It is a fascinating, simply fascinating one. It is a reminder that the people are holy. Each of you is holy. Each of you is a representation of the entire process of the priest, the temple, the sacrifice, and it explains the process for the poor, the lot casting, or dice rolling, over the two goats, the one for God and the other for Azazel, the strange being we know nothing about, and the special service in the holy temple that cleanses the people with a sacrifice unlike any other. And remember, friends, it was the high priest who did this cleanse on behalf of the people and sought atonement for them. The people didn't do it on an individual basis. We now do it individually. Now, aside from the obvious that this parsha talks of, the cleansing of sin, of iniquity, of all the things we do, inadvertently or purposefully, all the things go back to our intention, our kavanah. Well, how often have you felt that it was the luck of the draw, that you did this or that, went here or there, said, there but for the grace of God, or thank God I was in the right place at the right time, or if only I had picked up the phone, looked the other way, thought of before I spoke. This is what this reading is all about, what this holy day is about. We take stock of ourselves, who we are, where we are, how we came to be where we are, who we knew, who we love, what we need to do to set the universe right. And friends, this is one of the 4 times during the year we communally observe the Mourner's Kaddish, to say goodbye to those we have lost. Glorified and sanctified be God's great name, and the world that he created according to his will. May he establish his kingdom in your lifetimes and in your days, and in the lifetimes of the entire family of Israel, speedily and soon. Now say Amen. May his great name be blessed forever and ever. We have all lost ones we have loved. Our souls connect through the echoes of eternity, and those connections last forever, my friends. It is a chance to say goodbye again, and to keep them in our thoughts, our hearts, our souls. And it's not just about saying goodbye. We all know people who need healing energy in this lifetime. So let's take a few minutes and send out some healing energy to those in need, the ill, the infirm, the sad, the lonely. all of the people that we know can benefit. Misha Berach Avotenu Makor HaBracha Imotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Makor HaBracha Levotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlima, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit. Let us say Amen. And think of people that need healing energy, and call their names out while you think of them. You're sending out goodwill to people. Has a huge effect on what takes place in their lives. And everybody needs some help. We all know people who need the most we can send out for them. So continue to send out all the goodwill that you possibly can, friends. And one of the most incredible, songs that's actually sung, and one of the other great pieces of liturgy at Yom Kippur, is the Our Father, Our King entreaty, as the books are sealed, the Avenu Malkeinu, which is probably the oldest and most moving of all the litanies of the Jewish year, especially that final verse. It's like I say, it's 44 verses long or 54 verses long, but that final verse, which can also be sung as one of our meditative prayers, in which everyone who hears is struck by it. Everybody knows it. It's a very important part of the Yom Kippur service. Avenu Malkeinu, Avenu Malkeinu, Avenu Malkeinu, Chanenu Vanenu, Kien Banu Masim, Asei Imanu, Tzedaka v'Chesed. Asei imanu tzedaka v'chesed, v'hoshienu, Avenu Malkeinu, Avenu Malkeinu. Tzedaka v'chesed v'hoshienu, Avenu Malkeinu. Our Father, our King, have mercy on us and answer our prayers, though we are undeserving. Show us your righteousness and kindness. And save us. A moving, fantastic piece of our liturgy. Now, one of my favorite parts of the Yom Kippur service is when the priestly blessing would be given. When Mr. Spock learned to do the Vulcan sign, live long and prosper. And I always love this part because the Kohanim, of which I am one, wrap themselves up like ghosts. And of course, I simply viewed it as the ghostly blessing. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and safeguard you. Ye'er Adonai panav elecha v'hunecha. May God illuminate his countenance for you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God turn his countenance to you and establish peace for you. And may you all be sealed in the book of life. Thank you, friends. Thank you for joining me. Be well, be happy, be healthy. Be yourselves. Be who you want to be, who you were meant to be. And have a fantastic year. Be well. Take care. Bye.